If you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you've gotten to the point where you don't really know if anything's going to work. You've been trying everything. Maybe it's been many years, lots of different phases to this journey that you've been on, this healing journey as it seems to be. You've done injections or physical therapy or stretches over and over and over again, changed your diet multiple times, worked with a hypnotist or a therapist, or maybe you even did my program in the past, you did other things, and you're still in pain. Your symptoms, maybe they've gotten better, maybe they haven't, maybe you're still suffering. What do you do when you've seemingly exhausted everything? Of course, you haven't really done everything, because there is always an answer, there's always a way to let go. The mind-body system, it's actually always healing itself. It's regenerating at the cellular level. All healing is self-healing, even if you have exogenous interventions, substances and different things, different therapies that are added to the body, but it still happens internally. So the body, it's so smart, it can grow hair and it can heal over a wound if you have a cut. All this stuff happens. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about that cut to heal. You don't have to do meditations every day or do forearm stretches so that the skin is elastic enough to heal, you don't have to do that. The body can heal itself. Why doesn't it? Well, the mind is really in the way, or there's some sort of resistance to filling some other part of the mind-body system. The mind-body system is a combination of thoughts, so the mind, and feelings, the heart, and then the physical body, that sensory experience. And some also might say the energy body, prana, chi, the energetic aspect to our being. You could combine that in the body if you want. It's all just one thing though. It's not that they're separate. Those are just words and labels. But what I mean is that it's not just I have pelvic pain, or I have tension, or I have this pain in my testicle. What you think about, how you feel, belief systems, all of it matters. And if you've exhausted everything and you've been trying it all, it's not working, just stop. Just stop everything. Just stop. You don't need to keep watching more videos, doing more stretches, changing things over and over and over again. Stop everything. See how that feels in your body right now. Just let it all go. Just give up the fight. It's not that you're giving up the fight for life. Life lives. Give up the fight for thinking that you have to fix something or to heal something a certain way to get better or to be happy again. Stopping, part of your mind is going to say, I can't just stop. I have work and I have life, and that's not the point. It's an internal stopping. It's a dropping of everything. This isn't a video that I would give to someone when they first start out on this journey, because some may never have to watch this video. And there's a part of your mind that might be annoyed by that. Why do I have to go through this longer? Why do I have to get to this stage where other people just do stretches for a few months and they're good? Or, they do journaling and they have this breakthrough and now they're good again, they're back. What about me? Why me? That's part of the resistance. That's part of the resistance that needs to be let go of, actually. So it doesn't really matter what's happened in the past or how long it's been, or really it's about stopping everything and then being authentic about what's real, what's alive today. The fact that you've had pelvic pain for 15 years, that's not alive today. That's a story. Yes, you could collect data and show yourself the information and the facts. It's yeah, if this has happened though, what's alive right now? Is there a tension in your pelvic floor? Is that the sensation? Is there a sharp pain? Do you feel a dread, a frustration, an anger? Do you feel sadness? These feelings, these sensations, thoughts that may arrive, come in. The things that you see in your visual field, what you smell, the sensory experience, that's real. That's happening. That's now. We want to go through a process of subtracting. Subtract all this junk that the mind adds on top. The labeling, the fixation on time and comparison, and all these other added layers of the mental models of analysis and information gathering. If I just understand it, if I get all of the science just right, if I read all the books, if that's not what healing is. Healing is listening to the message that needs to be heard. Your body, your mind-body system is naturally reorganizing itself, perfectly coming back into stasis all the time, unless a part of you resists something. If a part of you is resisting part of this experience right now, and I'm not just talking about physical sensations, but an emotion, a part of you that you haven't wanted to change because you're addicted and attached to a dysfunction in some way. So stopping everything, it's coming into awareness of what's happening now, what's alive in this moment. That doesn't mean what's alive in this moment will be alive a minute from now, a month from now, a year from now. It doesn't mean you're still going to have pelvic pain or that healing or being healthy no longer matters to you. Of course it matters to you. And of course your body's always reorganizing itself. Yes, I realize the neurophysiological aspect, the neural circuitry has been activated over and over and over again. Well, whenever we start to just be in the present moment, bring it back, connect with what's real, what's here, what's now. We're not engaging in fear very much now, are we? We're not engaging in the anxious, worrisome anticipation behaviors and thoughts and those feelings of dread and frustration. I mean, if they're there, but I mean, we're not actively or proactively creating more of a mess. There's already dust that has been kicked up all around you. The thinking and the thoughts and the doing and the fixing and the figuring out and the running away from and the pushing away. It's there. When you stop everything, when you really don't make anything new in this moment, when you really don't try to fix or do something else, you give up the trying to heal, you give up the trying to go somewhere, you just let it all go. The dust actually starts to settle. It starts to settle. There's less haziness. There's more clarity. So what you have been needing to let go of, the root causes, right, they're more clearly revealed. You might think you already worked through some of them. There's clearly something else that needs to be looked at, it needs to be heard, it needs to be released. And you release it by letting it be without pushing away or holding on or feeding into it or believing it to be true. And when you stop doing those things, it naturally dissolves. And what's left? Your conscious awareness is still left. Life is still here. Joy, peace, love, connection, it's all still here. It's going to be more clear than ever before without the added filters. On the practical level, what does stopping look like? Or what am I saying here? Of course, if you have the ability to do a 1-hour meditation or just sit in silence for it. You don't have to use the word meditation. You might have a part of your mind that looks at that and it's like, that's religious or that's spiritual and that's bad. No, it's just sitting. It's just being natural. So you could do that. I'm not really trying to encourage you to do much though. But I mean, that's a continuation of stopping, is just sitting. Take a day off where you don't do anything. Take 2 days off, or if you have the ability, 5 days or 7 days where you don't do anything. And I'm talking about sitting in boredom. I'm talking about a self-inquiry, a reflection, a silent meditation retreat, or whatever you want to call it. But this is a big interruption. This is a big interruption. I meet people who have been going through these things for decades. And like, I've done everything. I'm like, have you sat in silence, in quiet, with no escape for the egoic mind, no distraction for 7 days straight, in the middle of nowhere, quiet, alone? I'm not saying that you have to. I'm just saying, have you done that? Most people would say that they haven't. And of course, some people have, though. Some people also have. But I just mean, Are you willing to be with what is all the way? Because if you're like, what are the patterns? What are the root causes? What are the things that need to be let go of? If you just stop everything, it all happens through you and for you and by you. You don't have to do it. Just like your food gets digested, your hair grows, your fingernails, it all just happens. If you stop the mind, and it's not that you're stopping thoughts, but you're not creating new stuff. You're not running away. You're not pushing things away. You're not jumping onto the distraction train. And you're really there. This is stopping. Now, other practical things to consider: simplifying life. So I realized that completely stopping everything and moving to a monastery for a year is not what we're talking about, but you can simplify. It might be that you tell your family, your friends, your coworkers, like, hey, I'm going to step back a little bit right now. I'm in a lot of groups, or I'm the leader of these things, or I do all this, or I post all these videos each week and have like at least things that I do, tons of responsibilities. Simplify in your life right now. Simplify and create space for nothing, honestly. Space where you can just be like, it's this cool. I'm just sitting outside looking at a tree. Or you get a whim and you start dancing, you're listening to music, or you go and meet with a friend, or you don't have so much on your plate, so much on your agenda. I realize we all have responsibilities, kids and family and work, and I'm not saying to ignore those. I'm saying simplify. You can also simplify your diet some. It's not that diet fixes it, but if you're eating a lot of different things, lots of like heavy, fatty foods and sugars and caffeine and alcohol and stimulants, and simplifying that also helps. It also helps to find more of a center point neutrality, a groundedness. And you can also simplify with an information detox, not watching so many YouTube videos. Well, finish this one. You don't have to, just kidding. You could cut off this video right now too. It doesn't matter. Information detox, social media, not engaging in that. Communications, just checking your email once a day. Telling people like, I no longer respond to voicemail or email, text, or I literally just do emails, or I don't know, like you might have a thing where you just really, really simplify the way that you operate. There are less distractions, less urges to check things, less urges to grab things. It's just like if you don't have the option to tap the Instagram on your phone, you won't. If you don't have, chocolate cookies in your pantry, you won't eat chocolate cookies. Set things up where you can have a more simple life as well. All that helps, because it's not that you have to do things a certain way in order to heal. Your body heals when you get out of the way, when the conditioned mind patterns are no longer being engaged in. And so this full stop, really feel it in your body though when I say that, stop everything. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to try so hard. Practically, do you still do yoga sometimes, or do a couple of stretches, or do you do a breath work because it feels good? Or yeah, but it's not that you're doing it to progress, or that you're doing it to get somewhere, or that you're doing it to someday be healed and to someday feel perfect again. Can you be healed and whole and balanced and harmonious? Absolutely. Your body is already naturally doing that for you if you just get out of the way. So hopefully this was helpful. I'd love to hear if you have any comments, any questions. I'm here for you as always. I'll see you next time.